The purpose of that is to teach you how to live in lean seasons. So that when you're in prosperous seasons, you understand how to still live lean. So when there are lean seasons hit, you still don't lose anything. You still live well in lean seasons because you've learned in prosperous seasons how to live. Give God praise. We're going there today. We're going there. And so no matter who you are, you live long enough. Oftentimes it can be seasons of 7 years. You can go through droughts and can't figure out why and what's going on, these droughts. Look at Genesis 41 and 30. These been going on since the beginning of time. Right now you're going through some trials. You're going through some dry spots. You're going through some setbacks. They're just temporary. But then God's going to turn your season around. And everything in your life is just flowing. So he gives you lean seasons to teach you how to live in lean seasons so that when you get in prosperous seasons, you still live like you in lean seasons. So the next time you get in a lean season, you're not struggling this time. That's what Joseph did. That's why they had to come to Joseph, all of his family. They had to come to Egypt. That's how the Israelites got to Egypt, because Joseph was over the food supply. And Joseph had to manage it for 7 years so that when prosperity happened, they'll be able to survive. Look at Genesis 41:30. And there shall rise after them 7 years of famine, and all of the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. There is a purpose when we go through this as well. How many are making more money today than when you very first started the workforce? Raise your hand. More money. We're making more money than when we very first started in our workforce. We're making more money. How many are in more debt today than when you very first started the workforce? My hand's up with you. I'm telling you, we're going to go through it together. We're going to go through it together. All right, so let's get started. I want to just kind of get the introduction, but let's get right to the meat, because we got a lot to cover in 4 weeks. All right, 7 steps to cutting debt. 7 steps to cutting debt. Number 1, list your income. We just covered that. Write down how much you've made in the last 5 years. That's the very first thing. You got to see it to make you sick in your stomach. That's why when you go to an AA meeting, you got to identify who you are. Yes, my name is so-and-so. I'm an alcoholic. The very first thing you're going to have to do in this season is list all of your income. List it. In the last 5 years, think of the things that you've got. Monies that's come in your pocket. And I really hope it make you sick. Because if it make you sick, it's working. It's working. List your salaries, your bonuses, your inheritance, your unexpected income, your winnings. Voices of faith, lotto players. I know you don't want the government to know it, but guess what? They do know it. Because if you win it, they give you a W-2 form right down the spot. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on. List it all. I want you to know. It will blow your mind, the money you've made in the last 5 years. And every day, God, I'm just praying for a breakthrough. He keeps giving it to you. But we keep eating our seed. We keep eating our seed. The wealthy know where their money is going. 90% of us don't. So go back and put it down in the last 5 years. How much? It will blow your mind. That's number 1. Number 2, write this down. Find out how much you kept. This is between you. This is just you. You ain't got to expose it to nobody but you. Some of us are going to start crying right now. You already know how much you kept. Zero. It's gone. You ain't got to go back and add it up. How much is left? How much you have in savings? Da, 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 da. How much? How much? It's not that God's not blessing us. We're living better. We're making more money. Let me say it that way. We're making more money than we've ever made. It's not that God's not blessing. We have not been responsible stewards. We've not been responsible stewards. All right, number 3. What's number 1, by the way? What's number 2? Number 3, find out where the money went. Call him, call Jesus right now. Find out where the money went. Go find out, where did the money go? What happened to the money you made the last 5 years? Find out where it went. Where did all the money go? What happened to the money? What happened to the raise? What happened to the bonus? Where did it go? Let's go on a money hunt. We ain't gonna like some of the places it went. Some of y'all have gotten saved since then. You know what I'm talking about. You're gonna say, nah, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna only look after I got saved. You know what I'm saying? Find out where it went. Did you spend it on a car, cars? Did you spend it on houses? Did you spend it on computers, toys, accessories, gadgets? Where did it go? Is the money in your house? Is it in your bathroom vanity? Where is it? Is your molding trimmed in gold? I just want to find out, where did it go? Where did it go? Because you have money. If we go to our garage in our house, we have 200 tools, and yet we still call a repairman. I'm guilty of that one right there. I'm always bragging to my wife about all my tools I got in the tool shed. And then Karan, Elder Carter, Pierre, y'all busy this weekend. Y'all come over and fix, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then they got to ask me, you got any tools? Yeah, I'm walking proud to the garage. Let me go get my toolbox. That is the truth. That's why she over there laughing right now. And she loved to say, oh, he got this little bag. No, I got a big old toolbox for real, y'all. And I'm so proud when I bring it in there and give them what they need for that stuff. Like I really did something, you know. My brother Deacon Hawkins was over, he was doing something, and I was trying to give him direction. He said, Bishop, will you leave the room? You're not qualified to be telling me what to do right now. We had I was doing something accidentally, put a hole in the wall accidentally. And so this is honest God truth. And our son Garrison, 4 years old, and he sees the hole. He said, oh my God, Daddy. He said, what are we gonna do? I said, I'm gonna fix it. He said, Daddy, you know you can't fix that. Call. I said, what you know at 4 years old what I can fix and what I can't fix? This just happened last week. He talking some, let's call my Uncle Deke. He'll come over here and fix it. I said, I can fix it. I got him on, what you doing today? You got it. All right, so, all right. So we're gonna find the fat, all right? So, all right, in our kitchen, how many options do we have for breakfast? We're gonna go right now. We don't have just oatmeal anymore. It ain't just Quaker's oat. It's not just oatmeal anymore. Today we got strawberries and cream. Y'all come on, help me out. We got blueberries, we got bananas, we got choices. bagels. Let's go in the fridge. How many breakfast options that we have? Fruit and yogurt and eggs and bacon and cream cheese, as though the plain cream cheese wasn't enough. We got all kind of flavored cream cheese. We got stuff in our freezer that we frozen, that we say we're going to thaw out, but we keep going to the grocery store and buying new stuff, and that stuff been in the freezer for months, for years. Some of that stuff is freezer, was it frostbitten, you know, is that we're wasteful. It is the truth. Pantry full of stuff. Full of stuff. Something happened in our world, you already prepared. You ain't got to go to the grocery store. You can survive off a year right now. What's in your refrigerator and pantry? Wasteful. You haven't eaten what you got left, what you got right now in the freezer. My mom gave me some cornbread dressing. Take that out today when we get out of here. Last Thanksgiving. And I'm thinking, we going to buy all this stuff from the grocery store, buying new stuff every week. You ain't got rid of the stuff in the freezer. Wasteful stuff. Wasteful stuff. Wasteful stuff. I mean, freezer, you got frozen waffles, frozen pancakes, French toast sticks, breakfast burritos. You got it all, and decide to get up and go out for breakfast. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all calling me. I ain't never been there yet. Y'all call me from Nana's in Conyers. Have y'all been to Nana's in Conyers? They got the best bread. And your freezer full of stuff. And you'll be praying, God, I just need, God, more money. You got it. You eating your seed. Eating the seed. You're eating it. So you got to learn the seed reproduces itself. And so we spend money on cell phones and televisions and food you don't eat. How many times, man, I hate saying it, going out to eat and bringing it home and putting it in the refrigerator and never eating it. You bring it home and say, you know, I'm going to eat that the next day. Next day, you don't even want to touch it. No, wasteful. Wasteful in doing this. I mean, we got to find the waste that's in our house. This is what we call fat. We're going to deal with that all through the month. We're going to deal with that. So this is the fat in your budget that you don't know you have, but you really have. Right? So number 4, go back over. What's number 3? What's number 1? What's number 2? What's number 3? Number 4, cut the fat. This is all the stuff we're going to be dealing with. Make a list, voices, of the bare minimum you need to survive. Housing, transportation, and food, the bare minimum. Make a list on the bare minimum you need to survive. It's the very first thing you got to do when we start cutting the fat. Find out where the money is. Find every cent. Then find the fat, the excessive money you spend on foolish things. So once you find where the money is going, you see how your money is making people rich. You got to be able to find out how much you spending at Walmart every month. How much you spending at Sam's, Costco, Macy's, grocery store. How much are you spending? Ladies, I want to tell you something. I know you're not going to like this. Ain't no such thing as a good sale. Let me say it again. Ain't no such thing as a good sale. If it came out of your pocket, you paid something for it. It wasn't a good sale. You just emptied your pocket to get it. No such thing as a good sale. Well, I found it on sale. It's not a good sale. Not a good sale. It was already marked up 400% from the beginning. It's not a good sale. If it's coming out of your pocket, you got to be wise in this season. How much are you spending at restaurants? How much are you spending at lunch? I'm talking to myself. How much are you spending on fast foods? You know, when I was growing up, fast foods was a treat. I know I'm dating myself, but man, I used to be so excited to go to Burger King where the kids wear the King little hat. Oh my God, that was the highlight of my year. Every single day, we ate at home Monday through Sunday, every single day. My mom cooked every single day. Once or twice a year, we went out to Burger King. Burger King was it, because I was so excited. I wanted to have for a week, y'all. I mean, just until you couldn't even connect it anymore. It's just falling out. And today, it's the reversal. It's the opposite. The kids eat out more than they have a home-cooked meal. That's the truth. And when you start cooking at home, maybe you say, what are you doing? It's the truth. Every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they want to go out. You're eating your seed. You're actually eating your seed. It is the honest God truth. All right, so watch this. The average monthly fat, this is the average. Those who make more money, it's a lot more than that. But the average monthly fat right now in your budget, this is a minimum. This I really believe is $500 a month. But for those who make a whole lot more money, that's peanuts. But that's the national average. So those are people that's on welfare. Those are people that's on food stamps. That's not. But people that are making 5 figures and 6 figures, it's a whole lot more than $500 a month for fat. That's in your budget. It's a whole lot more than that. So our teaching this month is to turn the fat into lean muscles. Can we give God some praise for that? Come on, bless the Lord. All right, so here's how we're going to do it. I want you to write this down. Here's how we're going to do it. All right. We're going to get 5 highlighters. 5 highlighters, right? Because we're getting ready to set up our budget. We're going to do all this here. The first one, yellow, is going to be for food. Every time you spend food on anything, you're going to highlight it in yellow so you'll see food. The second one is pink. It's going to be debt payments. Debt payments. So when you see pink highlighted, it's going to be the debt payments, these things that you're going to be paying off. Blue, these are going to be necessities. The rent, the mortgage, utilities, your water. These are necessities that you got to have. You got to have. Purple, this is going to be gas for your car and other transportation cost. Only dealing with transportation for your car or other transportation costs. Whether you're catching MARTA, whether you're doing something else, transportation, whether you're carpooling, however you do it, this is strictly just that. And the orange is going to be all the rest of your fat. So if you don't fall in those 4 categories, it's fat. We're going to highlight that in orange. So if you took money out of the ATM, that goes toward fat. Because you don't even know what you're going to do with it. You don't even know where it's going. You don't pull it out, that's cash. That's fat. So we're going to go through each one. What about gas? Do you really need to take that trip to the shopping center and back home? Do you really need to leave the house and go out and go home and then come back? You got some people go to the grocery store 3 and 4 times a day. That's the truth. 3 or 4 times a day. Coming in picking stuff up. Just gas, wastefully. You drive in to work, gas. Didn't bring your lunch, so you go back out to go get lunch, gas. Come back to work from lunch, gas. Get back in the car, drive home, gas. Just wasteful fat. That means we're going to start tomorrow bringing our lunch. That means you got to cook today when you get home. Don't go out to church. Don't go out for church. Oh, don't be looking at me with that eye right now. Y'all upset right now with me. Y'all already had planned Golden Corral, all you can eat buffet. Y'all already had it planned. Going out to Red Lobster, going out, I heard, we starting a commitment. Now y'all clap what I say. Now all of a sudden y'all say, whoa, wait a second. This thing has started already. Yes, we starting today. We ain't talking about something, well, Bishop, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to wait till I get it out of my system. No, you got it out of your system when you clapped and said, yes, I agree with you, Bishop. So we start today. Bring in lunch. Don't be going out to lunch. Don't be spending no extra money. We got to account for everything. Every cent we got to account for. So we got to stop spending money on other stuff and other things and other expenses. You're in debt and you cannot afford to spend any kind of money until we get out. We get out. So there was. All right, let's go to number 5. Man, time is flying. Let's go to number 5. Number 5 is pay off credit cards, car loans, and mortgage. Pay off credit cards, car loans, and mortgage. Here's how to turn that fat into muscle. All right, again, take out your pen. This is how we're going to do this. Take out your pen. You got to write down all of your credit card statements. All of your credit cards, all of your bills, write them down. How we're going to start this is that you're going to pay the smallest one off first. So just say, this is how it's going to work. So say your smallest bill is $500. So you're going to get $500 and you're going to pay it off first. But say your next biggest bill is $700. So whatever that minimum payment is on the second bill and the other bills, you pay the minimum payment on those. And you're going to gather, you're not going to pay any extra on the other ones. You're just going to pay just the minimum payment, but you're going to take all the extra stuff that you used to have and you put on those other payments. No, you're going to use all of your extra stuff, your fat, and you're going to pay off that small bill first. Then what you're going to do is, and then that $500, so the second bill is $700. So now the $500 is paid off. So now the next month, now you don't have the $500, but the other bill, now you take the $500 from last month, and then you take the difference in the other, and you pay off the $700. So you do minimum on the other ones, but you put all the extra fat off paying off the smallest first. And you keep doing it until all of it. So when you pay off one bill, you don't take that money, you go, you know what? I have that $500 now that I've got what I used to pay, and I'm going to go put that in the savings. No, you don't go put it in the savings. No, you take the $500 and you go put it on the $700 to pay it off. The savings is going to happen. It's going to come. By the way, when we go through this teaching, you're not saving to go buy something. I know y'all messed up again. Are y'all coming back next Sunday at all? You're not saving, oh, this is so good because I've been wanting to get that sofa for my little. No, you're not saving to buy something. You are saving to save. There will come lean seasons, and we need to all be prepared. There'll be other accounts we're going to talk about in a moment for those things, but when you save, you are saving to save. So that means you're going to have to go find a bank account, open up a new one, and go find a bank account that you don't deposit money in regular. So when you go put that money in your account, you can't get to it as quickly. It's a real savings. And you got to set it aside so you don't see it. So that brings no temptation. So you're not saving the savings. So all of that. So it'll flow like that. So we are declaring war on debt, Voice of Faith, and we've entered into our financial boot camp. So I believe through this process, millions of dollars from the believers in this house, from the church itself, in 12 months. I'm talking about millions, and I'm believing at least $10 million in this house. I'm telling you right now. In 12 months, that's going to be at least $10 million. And I want all of you, as we through this process, I want you to start adding up what you paid off. Add up when you begin to look at all the fat and all the stuff that you're doing. Go and look at every dollar. All that extra spending, all that other stuff, it has to stop immediately. It has to stop immediately. I'm telling you, I believe it with my whole heart. Number six, write this down because time moving so fast. Number 6, create a fun budget. Now, it ain't that fun. I want y'all to know that. It's a fun budget. What's a fun budget? A fun budget is when you give yourself anywhere between $25 and $100 a month. It's just it. It ain't that fun. $25 to $100 a month. And it's strictly for you to do whatever you want to do with it. So that $25 and $100 a month, no more than $100, that's it. Whatever you want to do with it. You want to walk around Walmart with that $100 for the month, just do it proudly. Bring your Gucci bag in, all that stuff, just do it. But when you get ready to pull it out, only spend $100, the max, that's it. They said, man, her purse look good, but she ain't spent a whole lot of money. That's okay, you're good. All right, you're good, that's fun. Number 7, this is how to cut that. Tithe is number 7. Remember our law of sowing and reaping? Look at Galatians 6:7. God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, he shall reap. That's how we cut our costs. Remember what you said? Money has to die. It has to get into something before it multiplies. If you just hold money, it'll never multiply. But you gotta sow it. You gotta invest it. And money begins to multiply because it's a seed. So Proverbs 11:24 says, give freely and become more wealthy. But look, be stingy. Look what it says. I'm reading, and lose everything. Although that's the King James Version right there. So tithes and offering, we're making that commitment. So you should maintain this even when you're paying debt. You should be tithing even as you're paying debt because it's part of the process. Why do we tithe? We honor God. Why do we tithe? Because he said so. We are believers. We are soldiers in God's army. So that means we are faithful. We are obedient to what God is doing in the kingdom. All right. Write these things down. This is the last stuff. All this stuff is we just wetting the surface. Write this down. Build your budget. Write this down. This is how we're going to do it. Build your budget. 4 main categories to divide your money. 4 main categories to divide your money. You ready? Number 1. Yes, I love it. Tithes. That's 10%. Tithes. Pay God first. 4 categories. These are from multi-millionaire experts who've discovered if we do this, and these are people, you go pull up any of these financial teachings. Dana Johnson, very first thing she says is, pay God. Anybody have heard of, what's Ramsey's first name? Dave Ramsey. Anybody what is the first thing Dave Ramsey say? Pay tithes, pay God. They understand the process. When you give to God, he multiplies your seed, so he gives you more income. It's all the same process. So the very first thing, the 4 ways is that, number 1, tithes, pay God first, 10%. That's your first 10%. So put 10% next to that. Put the actual number 10%. Because number 2, savings, 10%. Pay yourself. Right? We're going to be doing this all month long. So the very first thing when you get your paycheck, you pay God 10%. Whatever that increase is, whether it's from your personal or from your business, you pay God 10%. Then the second thing you do is you pay yourself 10%. This is discipline. Pay yourself 10%. Set it in a savings account you can't get to. Don't let it be somewhere you can see it. And you go leave it there. Under no circumstance you go get it. It's going to take discipline because you're not going to have all that fat anymore because we're taking the fat out. All right, number 3, right? That was 10% on number 2. Number 3, this is also 10%. Debt investing. So you're going to take 10% of your income, whatever that is, and you're going to take that 10% of your income and you're going to pay down the credit card the car, the mortgage, the medical, the student loan. So you need to devote a full 10% to paying off your debt. So that's 10%, paying God 10%, putting it in your savings account, and 10% you're paying off debt. These are from financial experts where they pay millions of dollars. People pay thousands of dollars to go in these classes, these workshops. We're going to go through this for 4 weeks.